some of my favorite Android apps to use on Windows. We're going to start with ZonePane, which is my Mastodon application of choice. ZonePane is a full-featured Mastodon application. I usually come in, it picks up where I left off, and I can expand using those three little dots to expand my timeline to see what I've missed since I last checked in. And you just keep going until you have all the three dots resolved. I scroll through my timeline and click on whatever I want to click on, see the updates that I want to see, follow users I want to follow, mute, block, whatever I need to do. I can come in and do that right here. As you can see, I've filled in my timeline now, and I can scroll through and see what's new. If I want to know more information about a particular user, especially if it's someone who's been boosted and I'm not following, I can come into their profile page, I can follow them, I can mute them, I can block them, I can unfollow them. So the basic functionality you would expect from a Mastodon client, you get that here. Mastodon and Blue Sky are both supported here, and the configuration options are pretty similar. For the application itself, you can change the theme. There are a variety of ways you can customize this. It allows you to change the color of pretty much everything. You can change the overall theme. You can go to dark and some of the other different colors, but you also have the ability to change colors individually, as you can see here. And at the bottom of the screen, it shows you what it's going to look like when you make changes. Here we just have colors and theme settings, but you can change a lot of different features in terms of how the timeline is displayed, how much spacing you want, how big you want your font size to be. You can take it up or down. You can customize pretty much every feature, how you want profile pictures to show up. Everything is pretty much customizable, but I keep it really pretty basic. I change the theme, I change my typefaces and my font sizes, and that's pretty much all that I really do in ZonePane, but it does give you ability to customize and just tweak a variety of things. The next application that I use frequently on Windows is my Feedly aggregator, which is Focus Reader. I like this app because, again, it's functional and it meets my needs in terms of all the features. I can come in, sort my articles in the order I want. I can scroll through, read the articles. I can keep scrolling. Usually I'm scrolling through pretty quickly, and I only stop to read something when I see something that's interesting. And you have the ability to expand. So you see it says continue reading, but I can expand it, see the whole article, which makes it really useful when I see something I do think is interesting and it's just providing a snippet. I can expand it and then read the whole article. Of course, you can also go out to the browser and read the whole article on the website. If you have an OpenAI key, you can use it here. There are buttons at the bottom. You see those go away when you scroll down. You can use touch, or you can use the buttons, however you want to get through the articles. And again, you have customization features here. I mainly deal with themes and typefaces, which you can change here. You can change the font size and the typefaces, and you have different colors that you can use in your theme. Quite a few different options here. I usually go with the Montserrat font because it is the easiest to see, but there are other options here, whatever tickles your fancy. As you can see, I've changed it here to Lato, which is a nice font, but it's not as easy in my mind to see as the Montserrat, which is less pretty, but it's bolder and much easier to read as I'm scrolling through. Again, you can sort articles by oldest to newest or newest to oldest. I start with the old ones. You can customize how they appear here in the list. Do you get snippets and pictures, or do you just get simple list? And you can sync, and you can mark all as read, and just do most of the things that you would expect to do in a Feedly reader. I really like this one. It's one of the better ones on Android, and it works really well here on Windows. And then for my podcast application of choice, I use Podcast Republic, which I like because it syncs really well across devices and platforms. It's available for iOS. You can use it here on Windows as an Android app. Obviously, it works on Android. It does an excellent job of syncing across all of my devices, and it has all of the features you would expect in a podcast player. I'm here in the podcast view in the episode list, and you can stream or you can download. You can mark episodes as played if you listen to them somewhere else. And you have the ability to go into a card mode if you don't use Android Auto, then car mode can make it all the buttons easier and bigger to see if you're using it in the car. And here on the Now Playing screen, you have the usual features you'd expect to see in terms of playback speed, forward, rewind, skip to the next podcast. You have your album art here. You can see chapters and notes information if the podcast provides it. And your list here, all you have to do is pull down to sync. And again, like I said, the sync is excellent across platforms. And if you are looking for new things to listen to, there's a Discover feature and there's a Search feature, and those both work really well. And again, that's Podcast Republic, my podcast player of choice.